want you to meet the Hinsons. How many have ever heard us in person before? Hold up your hand. How many never have heard the Hinsons in person? Well, young men, we always sing 2 or 3 songs. I want to introduce him to you. The young man who I'm about to introduce first is our next to youngest brother, and he's been traveling with me for 20 years, and we've been singing gospel music around the country, and here he is tonight, dressed in black. Everybody ought to know who that is. Look at him. That's Johnny Cash. No, that couldn't be Johnny Cash. You didn't hear that train coming. Now, I want you to meet a guy who, you talk about awards. You go to his house and see all those awards, but he'll tell you right now that the greatest award he's ever received is when somebody comes up to him and says, "You touched my life for eternity with your song." That's the kind of award you can't put on the mantle. Heaven holds a lot of those awards for this young'un right here. He just always has been and always will be, though. Just my brother Kenny. Make him welcome. Would you, Kenny? Mom and Daddy had 8 kids, 5 boys and 3 girls, and that's a big family in anybody's books. And any mother who would give birth and raise 8 kids really ought to be committed. Commended. And one of the reasons why we're so proud of our mom and daddy is they give us a precious little baby girl, and Mama will tell you in a heartbeat that our little sister is the prettiest thing that ever happened to this family. And I've never argued with Mom about that. I know that if you take these glasses off me and put them on her, she looks just like me. And here she is tonight. I want you to know you look beautiful tonight in that lovely green shower dress. And no, I better not say no more, because my mama hears about these things and she's threatening to whip me even at my age. So I want you to meet her pride and joy. Make my mama proud, would you? Make her baby sister welcome to the stage. That's your bond right there. In 1967, December the 12th, 1967, 3 brothers and a sister walked on the platform of a little church in California, and we sang for the first time as the Hinsons. And that night, you might say we were born. And that night, somebody else was born. The doctors held this next young man up by the heels and spat at him real good, and he cried for the first time. And I've had the privilege of holding him up by the heels and spatting him real good and watching him cry ever since. It always done my heart good. I'll do it for you tonight if you want me to. Now, make this guy, I mean, you talk about a super young gentleman. I'm proud of him. This is my 20-year-old son, Bo Hinson, new generation of Hinsons. Bo. Of course, the old maestro come along with us tonight and every night, and he says a comfort at the piano, and here's a guy that's outstanding in his field. In fact, that's where we found him, outstanding in the field. Folks love him everywhere. That's Ronnie the son. Make Ronnie welcome. Way over on the back is a guy who is from overseas. He comes from Dallas, Texas, and we got one of these Texans in the bunch, and he forevermore knows his way up down the neck of that bass guitar. John Kerry Huckabee on the bass back there. John. Let's go way up north to Ohio. The young man who plays the lead guitar comes from that state. He comes from Middletown, Ohio. He stands back there night after night with that red guitar strapped around his neck. When the lights hit it just right, you'd think it's on fire. And when his fingers hit it, you know he set that thing ablaze. Nobody does it like this guy right here. Just a youngin', but he forevermore gets it done. That's Kelly back there. Make Kelly welcome. On the drums, look at him. Does he look like a teenager to you? No, but I can remember when he was a teenager. He came with the Hinsons when he was only 16 years old. And those are long gone by days. And now I think he's old enough for Social Security, you know. But he forevermore is Mr. Percussionist himself. We love him as Tracy Preston Richardson on the drums. Tracy. Last but certainly not least, what good's this band coming to Texas without a steel guitar? And I'll tell you, we brought along a steel guitar and a guy that can play it. And you're playing my favorite instrument, and and you're my favorite steel player, and I know after that you're going to get it done right, aren't you? That's Scott Sanders on the steel guitar. Everybody's having a good time, and we've been coming around these parks since Moby Dick was a minnow, and you think everybody knew us, but you know, I stand out there in the lobby, and the lady come up and said, "Oh, we're glad the Hinsons are here tonight." I said, "Well, we're just tickled to death to be here." She said, "Gonna sing some of them new songs on that new record?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Gonna sing some of them old ones, though, aren't you?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Boy, I like the new ones, I like the old ones." I said, "If I had to pick which one of that bunch was my favorite singer," I said, "I don't know what I'd do." He said, "Let me just tell you this, Brother Hinson." He said, "Every last one of your kids can sing." I am not the daddy of all these young men. There's times when I wish I was, but I'm not. I'm the older brother of what's left of them. I'm Ronnie. That's all the Hinsons from Nashville, Tennessee.